Launched in 1980, the original Quattro was a game changer. It set Audi on the road to massive success and introduced the concept of four-wheel drive in a performance car. Jump forward 32 years and with the launch of this car, the A1 Quattro, every car in Audi's range now features Quattro. So what does 32 years of Quattro evolution feel like? Well, at a slightly icy Blyton test track, we're going to drive them back to back to find out. Okay, so let's start with the A1 Quattro. Now, obviously Quattro is massive now, it's across the entire Audi range, but this model's pretty unique. They're only making 333 of these cars and they're all sold already, so you can't get one. It's also £40,000, but you know, it's a limited bespoke model. The engine's the 2-litre TFSI engine that Audi use in a lot of cars, but it's got 265 horsepower, 350 newton meters of torque, so it's got plenty of performance. So let's see what it's like on track. Now, as I said earlier on, it's pretty icy, it's only 3 degrees, so there's not much grip. So in a way, it's the perfect environment to test Quattro, because that's really what Quattro was all about, was using four-wheel drive to provide grip and thereby performance. And the original Quattro was the first car that did that. And Audi's sort of made that their own now. And here, straight away, you can feel that in this car. Obviously, hard on the power out of that chicane. No lack of traction whatsoever, just planted, basically. You can sort of go in on the brakes, turn into a corner on the brakes, get the rear of the car sliding and get it quite sideways, but it kills a lot of speed. It's not the quickest way. And obviously, once you get back onto the throttle and the car is sliding, you can feel that the differential transferring power from front to rear, trying to find the grip. So through this long corner, I can feel the grip going from front to rear, trying to find that grip, and that's really what Quattro is all about. It's that ability to find grip, and this car is super planted, but it's quite agile, it's quite small, so it feels like a hot hatch, but with that real planted security you get from a Quattro. So we're going to come round on the exit of this left-hander, you'll see the cones, and we're going to start a flying lap and see what sort of lap time we can do. So second gear, a nice clean exit, accelerate out. And coming up to the start-finish line now, and we're going to start a flying lap. So staying in third gear, hard on the brakes, a little bit icy under braking still, just nice and patient around this corner, not cheating by crossing the white line, keeping it within the white lines. And this exit point, still in third gear, this is where the Quattro is amazing. That's full throttle, and not having to struggle for grip. I can just feed the power in, lots of confidence. The car's really quick, it's just up to 100 miles an hour now, braking hard. Third gear, the brakes are amazing, down to second gear. Into the chicane, going great traction on the exit. It's just a really planted, quick, capable road car. It does feel special enough to warrant that price tag, to be honest. It's a pretty special car. The R8 gear lever's nice touch, manual gearbox as well, obviously, in this one. Hard on the power, third gear still, staying third through here. Again, this is where you can feel the car starting to want to slide. Well, it's quite a bit of ice there, so a bit sideways. And I'm basically just drifting across patches of ice there, and then you can feel the Quattro helping me deal with that. It's a pretty spectacular car. Pretty good through this high-speed S's, fourth gear through there, just about 80 miles an hour. Hard on the power. Down to third gear, second gear. Say what, if you're doing a track battle on a track with ice, this is the car to do it in. Second gear, into the last corner, hard on the power. Coming up to the finish line in third gear and cross the line, and the lap time of 1 minute 23.8. Okay, so we've done a lap time in the A1 Quattro. Let's see how we get on in the original Quattro. Now, as I said in the start of this video, the Quattro was launched in 1980, but this is a much newer model. This is a 1991 car, so it's a 20-valve engine, 2.2 litre, lovely 5-cylinder engine note, but it's a slightly more modern car. But you get in it and it still feels like a big step back in time. Obviously, you've got that digital dash, which at the time of its launch was probably quite advanced, but now just looks like an old watch. But it's a lovely old thing. So we can do a lap time in this car, but also we've got to be a little bit wary. This car's from Audi's museum, so if driving the A1 Quattro was going out raving with a teenager, this is a bit like dancing with your nan. So we're going to try and throw around the dance floor as much as we can, but we've got to be a little bit wary of her age. But it still feels like a quick car, even driven now. You know, it's lovely engine. It's beautiful 5-cylinder noise. When you back off the throttle, you get that real chirrupy noise from the turbo as you back off the throttle. The biggest area we've got to be wary of is the brakes. The biggest area when you drive old cars to modern cars is the improvement in the braking. So I think we're going to have to be a little bit wary of the brakes. There's a little bit of body roll, but it settles down into a nice little set once it takes that initial bit of roll. And you can still feel that there's that traction there that made the Quattro so famous. So third gear into here. Turn in, a little bit of body roll, it takes a set, but there's loads of grip. There's a lovely natural weighting to the steering. And as I say, it still feels like a quick car. The ride's the biggest thing as well. Modern performance cars are obviously fairly stiff. This has got quite a bouncy ride, but it makes it very comfortable there. You lean on it a bit and you just sense what, you can tell where the grip's coming and going. It's quite a confidence inspiring car. It's really good to drive. So it is 5-speed S's. Again, much more body roll than the modern A1 Quattro. But again, 80 miles an hour, it's a quick car. Down to third gear. And we're going to come around and start the lap in a minute. It's just a lovely thing. You can just imagine when this came out, how this revolutionised performance cars. What a car. Okay, so we're going to start a flying lap now. So 6,000 revs, changing up to third gear, across the line. Now, same as in the A1, we're going to stay in third gear into this corner. Just nicely balancing on the throttle on the way in. Again, not cheating, staying within the white line. And then on the power as we come out. And same as the Quattro, as the modern Quattro, this original car, you know, it's just lovely. They're on the power through this long opening corner. Loads of traction, and that's what must have been revolutionary about this car when people first drove it. Again, 90 miles an hour there. And then braking, again, lots of dive under braking. There's not the power in the brakes that you get in a modern car. That's the biggest area, as I say, where there's been some advancements. It doesn't feel, performance-wise, feels like a proper car. It's just braking you notice the big difference. Down to third gear, a lot more dive under braking. But again, on the turn-ins, a lovely super sharp turn-in. A little bit of roll, a little bit of bounce, but just really beautiful. Communicates what's going on. Gives you the confidence to get on the power. A bit of a slide going on there. Same place where the ice was in the A1. Again, the technology is not quite as advanced, but it works in the same way. Power's transferring around, trying to help me find grip. Carrying speed through the S's. On the brakes here. Down to third gear, down to second. Into the apex. Third gear. Second gear. Gearbox a little bit notchy, but still quite nice. And then smoothly accelerating out the last corner and across the line. See what time we've done. That's a lap time of 1:31.6. It's been a real joy to drive the original Quattro. This car fully deserves its place amongst the greatest performance cars of all time. Now, I was being a little bit gentle with the old girl's brakes, but around our track today, it was around 7 seconds a lap slower than the A1. But I think I know an old timer that can give the new kid on the block a run for its money.
Say hello to the Group B Sport Quattro rally car that Hannu Mikkola used in the 1986 British Rally Championship. With 420 brake horsepower, we've lined it up against our 21st century A1 Quattro for a drag race. This is what happened. And unsurprisingly, it shows this 21st century road car a clean pair of heels.